See? Hello everyone. Today I was trying to pick a topic that I knew that was going to be on my heart, that I knew that I was going to be able to really speak about. And what I wanted to speak to you guys about today is victims of sexual assault. People that have been through this, people that have felt the shame, that have felt the guilt through all of this. And one of the biggest things that I've seen, and is common around the United States or just in general, is seeing that people that have gone through this, people that have been through it, have just dealt with a lot of shame, have dealt with a lot of guilt, not knowing how to go about it, not knowing what to do, not knowing the steps, and just feeling the shame, feeling the guilt about it, and not knowing what to do, honestly. And people don't really see this as so seriously. People don't take it seriously. People that have not gone through it might not truly understand even what the importance of this is and what's going on around society and why victims don't speak out. So today, what I wanted to inform you guys about is why victims, why people that have been through the sexual assault have not spoken up, have not been able to even speak about what's been happening to them because of how traumatizing it's been in their life. And so that's what I wanted to inform you guys about today. And the most common reason why victims do not speak about the sexual assault is because of the shame that they go through, the shame that they feel after it, that once it's been happened to them, just the shame and guilt that they feel right in their heart of what's honestly been happening to them. And as I was researching about this, according to the author of the book, Shame, the Power of Caring by Gershon Kaufman, shame is a natural reaction to being violated or abused. In fact, abuse by its very nature is humiliating and dehumanizing, and this shame that someone may feel will carry to the assault, being that it's their fault, which keeps them silent. And of course, if you are feeling shame, feeling something is your fault, of course you're not going to speak out about it. Of course you're not going to want to tell people about it, because you will feel like it's your fault and that people will judge you. People will see that from you, that of course if you've been through it, they're gonna see you and think, oh, that's who they are. They are what they did. They are what has happened to them. And that's just not true. And that's why I've just seen victims have not been able to speak out about it. And knowing personally what I've been through in my life, what I've seen happen to me, I've been able to see that this shame that can be so deep in your heart, it can be so rooted in your heart, and you don't really know what to say. You don't really know how to react. You do believe that it's your fault. You do believe that you can't have the power. You can't believe that you have the authority to be able to win against that shame. And especially if you may feel far from God, of course you're gonna not believe that you have that strength, that you have that power to be able to speak out about what's been happening to you, or be able to believe that it's not your fault. And that's one of the biggest things that I've just seen with the victims that have been through sexual assault, is that they can't speak out because of the shame that has been placed onto them because of their assault. And after being assaulted, women hide rather than speak up because it is a loss of control that happened over one's life. Imagine something just happening to you that you just didn't have control over. You're going to feel shame about it. You're not going to know. You're going to just be in a shell like this. And it's really hard. And I think that it's hard for someone that maybe hasn't gone through it to fully understand the depths of it. And with that shame, it can destroy you, and it can really hurt you. And I think if you haven't been through it before, that we should have empathy for those people and really see that. Another thing that I've seen is another reason why some victims don't speak up is because traumatic experiences sometimes scramble your memories. And when assault first happens, it can be really traumatizing, and you don't want to remember that. You don't want to have that in you. You don't want to think about that at all. And you just suppress it. And once you suppress it, you won't be able to remember it. And so that's why a lot of women don't speak out about what's happened to them, or the shame that they've gone through, or the traumatic experience that's really happened to them, because they're, one, feel shame about it, and after they feel shame about it, they suppress it. And then when it comes to the time where they could speak about it, they don't remember the details, and then they feel shame of, these people aren't going to believe me. And especially with something that can just feel like it's controlling you, is something that you won't be able to remember, because your memory will just cloud. It'll just become foggy. And women that go through this, it can be really, really hard on them. And trauma isn't something that you can easily remember. It is something that the brain seriously can't pick back up if it really traumatized you. So if something truly traumatized someone with sexual assault, something that they really couldn't control, something that happened to them, it's going to be just hazy. It's going to be blurry in their mind, and they're not going to be able to fully understand. And another thing is, many victims of sexual assault live in consistent fear. And they can live in fear because of what's been happened to them. They can live in fear because they can feel like it can happen to them again. They can have triggers of what might happen. They may have, people will look at them differently. People will judge them. People will see a sexual assault as who they are. And they can live in consistent fear of how they're looked. They can live in consistent fear of maybe in the future someone may not see them the same, or even like a spouse or anyone, a relationship can just break because of what's happened to them. And they can live in consistent fear. And it's awful to think about. And what victims really go through with sexual assault is something that is real, and something that I feel like in this society, in this world, that people don't take the time to actually see, because they don't understand what actually happened. That was me. I was at that place where I didn't really truly understand what that meant, what it meant to go through that, what it meant to feel that. And now that personally that I've been through it, it has been an experience, has been learning for me, and something that I want to help people just know. So that's what I wanted to speak with you guys about today. I hope you were able to feel challenged and inspired and encouraged, and maybe a little bit more information on what this actually is. So thank you.